Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, Divine Messenger. Hi everyone. So let's get into some love cards, because it's very much in the air, especially going through breakup. You know, so it's one of these things like Lionsgate, you know, if that doesn't give you the biggest clarity, realization of cycles, patterns, situations that you're in, if you don't want to repeat those cycles and they're being shown to you, then you better damn sure shut the door and close them out. So that's what I'm realizing. It was clear as day too. I had a dead bird appear in front of my feet yesterday, and that was a big one where I was like, oh my gosh, yep, like, like this is it. Like, yeah, look, can't make it up. The ex, I was like, this cycle is done. And, you know, it's done, right? Yeah. Unemployed came out. Maybe for some of you, you're living beyond your means, right? Debt-ridden, hard times, broke. Or maybe some of you, like, this is the end of, like, a job, of just, like, a pattern, or somebody could, this could be energy that's surrounding you as well. Somebody could be losing their job over a breakup, over an ending, especially if this is something that somebody like inquired or got to be with you, right? Especially when you're, I don't always like to talk a lot about the chosen, okay, and the earth angels, but I am one, so the energy comes out and I align with many other chosen ones because of that. So we kind of help each other through things, but let me just call it as it is. So for some of you, like, your certain partners and stuff, you know, they got certain jobs and stuff to protect you, to help you, to support you, right? Because of you. So if they got those things because of you, then they could be losing those things when these breakups occur, right? Why should they have them if they were meant to help you? Stubbornness came out. I was just looking at it on the split, and there it is. Bossy, selfish, guarded, inflexible, and lack sympathy. Some of you could have had red flags that this is what was going on here with somebody. Somebody was envious of you. For some of you, there were soul contracts with certain individuals, but they turned envious, okay? They turned jealous of you. They turned against you. Instead of helping you, they straight up turned against you. So you could be in no contact at this time, or you're getting ready to go into no contact, block, separation, disagreements, and the silent treatment. For some of you, that's what you have to do, because they're going to keep pulling on your energy, right? The negative side of it, because they're going to try to pull you down with them. I'm getting like pulling on that loose energy. Okay, so for some of you, you just need to agree to like disagree. Like, that was something I had said today. I was like, please let our love story close out like as it is, right? It was always meant to be this way. Let's close it out as it is, right? I said, let's not turn this into a nightmare. I want to remember our love story as it is, right? So I'm hoping that, look, conflict resolution, but it's coming out with deuces. So, you know, promising making amends, right? But it's also walking away. So it's like, I'm getting this agree to disagree energy. Like I finally told him, I was like, you have to lose me to realize that love is more important than drugs and addiction. Because the love was never a problem, but he couldn't put love above his addictions. So ultimately, like, that's what's ending this relationship, right? The addictions, right, which turn toxic, turn into fighting, which is not always physical fighting, but it can lead to that. Like, literally, like, that's what happened. He got upset that I was trying to end things. He charged me and slammed me down on the ground, and I hit my head on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, that was a couple weeks ago. That's why I separated then. But it wasn't the first time, right? And these things do escalate. Now, did he throw a punch to my face and things like that, abusing me that way? No. But that's what I mean. These things can, especially when there's people are on drugs and they don't realize how hopped up they are, you know, you got to be careful. So reconciliation is coming out. So for some of you, they're going to want to reconcile, right? And that's why he was supposed to be showing me that he could sober up, right, and not do any of these drugs, right? And he was doing legal drugs too, like I need to say that. Like he was doing the stuff you can buy like at the smoke shops and stuff, Kratom or whatever. So anything can be addictive. It doesn't have to be a physical drug. It can literally, but see, when we got together, I had detoxed him from the clinic and I got him away, and that's why I don't let him drink alcohol and things like that. But see, he always resented me for it, and then he hit it, and like 4 years in, like finally this final year when he knew he lost me for a while before, and we've had many reconciliations because of him hiding drinking and things like that. Like he gave that up, but then he changed the addiction to something else that he thought, you know, it's like went to energy drinks for a while, but then I was like, no, you can't even do the energy drinks because they get you too amped up. They get you too, no. So it's like he had to keep finding a vice, finding something, right? So I know he's in this energy right now. Go ashamed, right? But it's like he's supposed to be showing that he could be sober and all of that, not having me. And he's only seen me a few times in the last month, right? At the one day that he's coming to see me, right? And he had to drug up before coming to see me, and that was Lionsgate. And that's when I was like, this is like the biggest sign ever. Like, am I going to go through another toxic cycle? Like, at some point you have to realize, like, you have to choose you. I'm like, I'm always protective and worried about his well-being, how he's going to be doing. But I was like, who's got me? Who's protecting me in my heart? You know, it breaks my heart every single time I look into his eyes and I see them under the influence of something. That I see the demons in the darkness. That I don't see the love, right? So, it's the biggest sign ever, right? No. There's multiple signs yesterday. Anyways, let's get into some more cards. Real reunion is coming out. And Netflix and chill. I don't know what this is about. Netflix and chill is sneaking around. Friends with benefits, spending time with someone, lying about their whereabouts. So is that what they be doing? Is this what you be doing? Are you? It's a collective reading, but I've seen this twice now. So, I mean, it's probably what he's doing, right? And so I've only seen him a couple times, and he didn't care enough to even hide. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if he was like, oh yeah, I ain't doing nothing, da 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 da. But then you think he'd hide it better. So sometimes people do those things too because they want you to end situations. You know what I mean? If somebody changes how they are, like what was this thing that I had seen that was like the most clear as day that most people should pick up on? Okay, it's like if somebody's cheating on you or has another partner, they will be mean and lie to the one that they're cheating on. You know what I mean? So if someone's changing how they are, they're lying to you, they're being mean to you, it's because they're putting their nice energy and all of that. And a big thing for me too is a lot of times like he would talk about things that he said he'd already told me, and I'm like, you never told me those things. Well, yes, I did. And he gets so defensive at telling me he already told me. And I was like, oh, because this must have been the other girl or the other guy or whatever. No judgments here or whatever that he was telling this to. But it wasn't me. Because you can't often keep track of your lies, or you can't remember who all you're giving your energy to when you're giving it away to everyone. Or multiple people. If you don't feel that part is fitting, leave it out, but it's for somebody. Cold shoulder. Break up, distance, ignoring, and keeping busy. And a lot of times that's what people will be doing too. Like, I know that he can't sit in his own energy and be quiet. So yeah, straight up, this is probably him hanging around. Because to him, it ain't cheating if it ain't physical, right? You think they sit at home being miserable? And he straight up even told me that over a message. And it's like, I'll be sober next week. I can't handle not being with you. So you think I'm going to sit in my own emotions? Literally sending me messages saying, you think I'm going to sit in my own emotions? You think I'm going to... That's what I mean. The stuff coming out clear, like crystal fucking clear. I'm like, thanks. Maybe I needed it that way, Spirit. You to throw in my face like that. Okay. Wow, at least I can laugh about it now. So, soul contracts, soul needs, partnerships, spiritual union, and karmic agreements. For some of you, your contracts, baby, they went karmic. Some of them just didn't work out. You have these soul contracts with people that are meant to teach you lessons. And if you learn them, you can be together. If you can't, then they turn to be... If someone doesn't hold up their part of the agreement, like I was supposed to show them love's enough, sober up, get over your addiction. I couldn't do that. So love wasn't enough. And it doesn't mean that I wasn't enough. Because a lot of times people will use drugs and alcohol to mask woundings, right? They don't want to get vulnerable to love. He's been so hurt so much of his life that it scared him. The love he had for me scared him. So he couldn't get vulnerable enough. Right? He didn't want to, just like how he can't sit in his emotions, he can't not do them and think about what he's done to me. Right? You know, he can't think about not being able to, what it would be like to not have me. So in his mind, it's like, oh, I'm going to do drugs until, you know what I mean, I get her back or whatever, and then I'll stop. It's going against the agreement, right? So, there's new contracts here. Look at this. He's got way too much pride and ego. It's coming up, pride and ego, power struggles, unbalanced, controlling. And it's like, how dare me, you know what I mean, to win. Like, he was even like screaming at me messages like, you've won, stop this. And I'm like, it's not a fucking game. I'm trying to get you to be sober and not hurt me and destroy our life together, and you can't. but it's game, right? It's game. Look, coming clean. Literally, at least it's what he did last night. And I told him, you know, it's the only reason why I didn't just go ghost on you and disappear again. Because you actually came clean, because he admitted to me when I finally said, like, look, I know that you dosed up yesterday. I know that you did. And I've just been sitting here just, you know what I mean? Like, so you better come clean right now and tell me you did. So he did. He agreed that, yep, I did. You know what I mean? So he confessed, he's being truthful. And you got to give people credit for that. You do. If somebody does come tell you the truth, I know it's going to make you mad and it's going to upset you. And I'm not saying don't let that, just because, you know what I mean? Just because he told me the truth, it doesn't mean that that I'm going to forgive him and all is well now. Like, oh, he wants to get sober now. Let's try again because you confess. But because he confessed to me, he got some communication from me this morning. You know, I was explaining to him like things like, let's not turn our beautiful love story into a nightmare. And I even said I'd love to see you someday completely sober, healed, emotionally, physically. You know what I mean? And I'm always going to account to that. It wasn't that just like he hit it to the very end and then I had to leave him because he just couldn't ever. You know what I mean? So to me, when somebody does come clean, it can change the trajectory of how things are. And maybe for some of you, it could lead to reconciliation. If somebody could, I'm not saying just because my story is, it's been 4 years of this. And that's what I mean, like 4 years, you know. I've been living in hotels for 2.5 years now. Really 2 years and 8 months. I feel like because of all these things, right? Because we've been trying to build our life and he's been through so many jobs and we've lost so many places and stuff, not just because of what he was doing, but you know, he didn't realize that his addictions and him constantly leaving me and in and out, because anytime he was doing anything, I didn't let him with me. So we've had so many separations and all of that. I've drained my savings many times. He's lost multiple jobs due to this. So it's led to our instability. It's led to us having this lifestyle, right? So, He lived double life. And that's straight up what he was doing, because every time he was away from me and at his mama's, you know, here I am, but he's living this whole other party lifestyle, talking and entertaining whoever he wants, right? But him thinking, oh, I'm not physically, so I'm not cheating. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Instead, while it's leaving me hung up here, stopping me from having my family and a home, for me having my vehicle, for me celebrating life, all these little things, me having my children grow up in hotels, right? Traveling around. I mean, it's been an experience, and it is something that has humbled my family, but it's also, enough is enough. I'm over it, moving on, decision made. Like, I'm not repeating this cycle. I'm not. I'm done. Right? So, yeah. Alright, I flipped to 16:30. I got like 20 seconds available. The time went down. This is all I wanted for this reading. I know it's going to be beneficial for somebody, but right time, right place. Like, you know, sometimes you separate, you got to lose people and go to other relationships, and sometimes you can come back around. You know, if true love is really there, it will come back around. And I used to be completely against that, but sometimes you move on to somebody else, and it can get somebody completely change their life and be